Hello, my name is Giancarlo Amato. Um, this is an astrology and finance channel. It's going to be centered around finance, so I am a self taught astrologer and a self taught um, finance bro. I guess you can call me. I don't want to ever be considered a finance bro, but I have used AI and YouTube um, to learn finance, to understand investing and geopolitics and everything that's going on in the world and how it impacts the economy. And that's just the way that I've been able to deploy money into the stock market. So let's start off with this. That's a little bit about me, and I'll talk about myself from time to time. But let me go ahead and show you my investments. And I'm trying to do this differently, right? Obviously, you're going to see a little bit of my astrology today, and I will do a tarot reading for you. And from time to time, we will definitely, you know, talk about astrology and what's going on. Now, there's a big ass misconception about astrology, right? People think that just because you're an astrologer and just because you are in finance that, you are going to be able to predict when the stock market's going to explode or predict when certain things are going to explode. And that is a huge misconception, right? So, there is no such thing as using astrology to predict events, right? Astrology is just going to be understanding the energy in your individual chart. And at some point, we will take a look at some certain charts. I definitely want to take a look at Warren Buffett's chart so that you can understand his astrology and like what I see in his astrology and how he's been so successful in the stock market. Right. So I am a commodities trader. You guys are seeing this is my E-Trade right now, right? So in my E-Trade, I have a brokerage account, and we'll talk about it a little bit. I don't really want to get into all of my investments today. I just want you to see that every episode, I'm gonna give you an update on my investments, right? So I'm a commodities trader, primarily investing in gold and silver. I have a little copper here, so I have a copper stock here. I don't know what oh no, I don't have any uranium right now. So there's no copper uranium here. This is my Roth IRA account. And then this is what I have running in E-Trade right now. So let me go to make it a little bit bigger for you so you can see, right? So I have invested in FNV, Franco Nevada, which is really a legacy gold mining producer, gold and silver metals, right? So anytime you hear of a mining company, it's going to be all metals. FNV is mostly known for gold. It's going to track the price of gold closer than it does the price of silver. I have a stock here, USAS, and let me just put this up so you guys can see it. Don't be an idiot. This is not professional advice. Always invest your wealth wisely. Okay? I am a finance bro who used AI and YouTube in the last 8 months to learn how to invest in the stock market. I did not go to 4 years of university for this. I did not study finance. I have been studying people like Michael Oliver, Alistair McLeod, Rick Rule, Eric Sprott, a lot of like the precious metals people, but who also talk about the market. And these are just like OGs. And I definitely will want to show who these people are that I've learned from. I would like to show their birth charts to you so that if I can find them online and that you can understand their astrology through how they invest, right? So it's like this is going to be a channel that is going to help you to understand that you can use your astrology to build wealth. And it's not about making money, even though you guys see this is basically my life savings, you guys. Like I'm showing you everything that I'm worth right now, pretty much here, right? As far as digital assets go, right? I am investing in really one of the gnarliest times you could be investing in the stock market in the history of stock markets, right? Because there has been an almost 20-year bubble going on now since 2008, where we haven't really truly experience a financial crash. And if you are an investor right now and you are following a lot of different people that you follow on YouTube, you very well know that we are about to probably experience the worst stock market crash in the history of mankind. And this is no doom and gloom, right? Like I will definitely like to show you how you can use your astrology in order to understand how you're going to prepare for the times that are coming, right? Because that's what astrology is. How you're going to build wealth in yourself, which is the best wealth. And then whatever wealth that comes from that, you will only gain wealth from the wealth that you build inside of yourself. Right, so this is my broker. I have AEM Agnico. This is another legacy mining stock. Right, it's down today. It hasn't been performing well. So next time I show this to you, spot silver's up today. So I track primarily the price of silver. So you can see here, silver's having a good day. Today is July 2nd. This is an unusual day. Silver, if you are investing in precious metals, right? Silver has had a huge sell-off, a huge correction. But the word on the street, and I believe this, and I'm definitely going to have an episode dedicated to just why I believe so much in silver. But yeah, silver is going through a corrective phase, and there's a lot of factors for this. One thing that I would love to show you is how I use AI before I do a little tarot reading for you. Right? So if you are watching this on YouTube right now and you are in the stock market or you're thinking about getting into the stock market, again, this is not professional advice. I am not a licensed financial advisor, right? I'm going to put this up here always so that you motherfuckers can't sue me, right? I am just some small-time wannabe YouTuber who's trying to make it in finance and astrology as well, and using both in order to invest. So here's my ChatGPT, and I use ChatGPT for a lot of different things. You can see all the different chats that I have going here. But yeah, I have used ChatGPT to learn finance, and I've also used ChatGPT and AI and YouTube, ChatGPT and YouTube to learn astrology and AI, right? And a little bit about me. I'm running an astrology club. Astrology Club Los Angeles. It's in its early stages right now, and my goal is to just go out into the world. And I run out of my local coffee shop here in East Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, and I've been running astrology sessions, and that's just another side thing. But it's like I've been doing that because I believe so firmly in astrology, and you're gonna see that here if you continue watching this channel, and then you can understand how you're gonna be able to use your astrology to just build wealth. And again, wealth is just the wealth that you have inside of you, and then if you apply it to anything that you're going to apply it to, that's the way that you compound wealth. If it's going to be in finance, then great, right? I hope to teach you the lesson. So okay, so I just want to show you real quick how I'm going to use AI, and I just need to give it this prompt because it's like, I'm sure that you guys know that when you use AI, it basically, you create like an algorithm for yourself the more you interact with AI. And so here's the thing. This is, and I'm just putting images here because, or I'm gonna put it this way. So I'm gonna say, please act like I've never used ChatGPT, and then I'm just gonna, ChatGPT knows that I'm on YouTube, so I'm just gonna say I am currently recording my first finance and astrology episode. So now it knows. Answer the way you normally would with a new user to AI. Now here's the thing. I only want to show this because one of the things that I feel like deters people from using AI is that the moment you ask it a question, you get something like this. It's just like, it is a 5. Let's see how long it goes. Oh, it's not that bad. This is amazing, right? Because normally, here, and I'm gonna give it another prompt. No, please answer with the usual response length. Sorry, let me get my screen out of the way. Please answer with the usual response length that you would with a new user. Right? And then, I don't know how much you've been using AI, but normally when you use AI, and it's giving me short answers. That's actually really good. But usually when you use AI, it's like a really long answer, right? And so it's being super efficient here, right? And I want to show you, please list in bullet points the market radar you scan to help me invest smarter or more wisely, right? So all right. So this is my radar. I want you guys to know, okay? So I have built a radar. I will put it here on the screen for you. Let me make myself smaller here. Oh, sorry, I made myself bigger. Let me just make myself small. I'm going to put myself off of the camera real quick. Oh, never mind. Okay, let me put myself back here. So I'll just go ahead and leave this on the screen. I won't have my camera up if you guys want to take a picture of this. I mean, it's a lot, right? So I will scroll up and down here. As I've been engaging with YouTube and AI, and hopefully YouTube, you as well. These are all the things that I have been tracking in the market, right? So I just started out, and like I have not made any money since I've been in the market. I started investing. Let me put my face up on the screen so you guys can just see me again, right? Like I have been investing since like November of last year, November 2025. I just like caught the bug. And then like I started watching videos of Michael Oliver and Eric Sprott and Rick Rule and all these people that were talking about metals. And if any of you have been investing and keeping an eye on metals, it has been literally a 7-month grind with metals, right? So I invested in about late November, had my money in the market in December, and then the price of silver just skyrocketed, right? So I caught that wave, and I had a whole bunch of other like AI stocks. I was buying everything, and there was this huge expansion in end of December and January. I made money like relative to what I'm making now. I had a lot of money invested in the stock market. I was probably running something like $12,000 deployed in the market, right? And then like I just caught a wave and I got lucky, and then I think I made about $3,000 off of that $12,000 investment because I was primarily invested in like silver stocks, and silver popped off. So that is an anomaly. That is just some idiot who decided to put money in the stock market and thinking that he knew what he was doing because I was investing using AI and YouTube. And, little by little, and you can see here, now I'm understanding like different signals to look out for. And these are the things that you guys, are looking out at. But it's like, this is my list, right? So I'm not going to talk about everything, but this is just like a pretty concentrated list. Like, let me see if it has I don't know if it's going to show it, but something that I'm tracking is the dollar rate versus the yen, and that's not here, so it's not the Dixie, right? But I gotta, excuse me. So it's like large cap versus small cap. So it's like, what's the market cap that's going for each of the stocks? And it's like, these are all the things that you can see here I have in my radar. So this chat right here, I'm going to pull it up and I'm just going to ask radar today, because all of those indicators that you just saw, all those indicators that you just saw here, right? All these indicators are in my radar. So every day AI is scanning these factors, these signals, right? So when I just plugged in, what is my radar for today? It's giving me a B plus. And again, this is because when we pull up spot, right? Spot is up 3% today, right? And I mean, like going back to my investments, if spot is up 2.79 right now, we can see here that, this broker basket, which is primarily gold and silver, and I have a little bit of copper here, right? I have a little bit of copper here, and copper's not doing bad today, right? But my metals basket is up 1.4% today, right? So looking at price of silver, it's 2.79. My gold and silver stocks are running 1.4% today. And, it's almost the last hour of trading right now. So little by little, this is going to get sucked dry. Like, I hope you understand what power hour is. And like that last hour and a half to 2 hours of the stock market is when things are starting to, get drained by the big money, right? I'm keeping my money in. If you were to see my full portfolio here, right? If you were to see it here, right? I have how much cash? Let's see. I have 75 cents of powder left, right? Because, and again, this is not professional advice, folks. Don't be an idiot and don't listen to some guy on YouTube. But with that being said, I believe in this stock, United States Silver and Gold, USAS, right? Currently, it's a $4.83 stock. I've been tracking it for about 2 months now. Today, you can see, right, USAS is doing 2%, right? Silver is doing 2.76. So, today it's below spot silver, and it's primarily a silver stock, even though it does gold as well. So it's a little bit behind what spot is doing today. But it is, what I'm believing is a lottery ticket. And as I record episodes throughout the weeks, we're going to see how USAS is doing. This is not professional advice, but I hope that if you are investing in the stock market right now, this one little stock will cost you $4.84 right now, plus service fees and all that stuff. So save $5. You can learn how to invest in the stock market with $5. If you are ever curious about working with me and we can talk about your investments and your astrology, you will not regret it, because the more you understand your astrology, and if you have money deployed in the stock market right now, you can see I'm getting killed. Right, I've been in this for about 2 months. This has been my basket for about 2 months. Silver had a huge sell off with the end of the the quote unquote end of the Iran war, right? So it's like, I have a theory that there's no end to this war, not for many years, and for now it's just a break, right? And we'll see what happens with the headlines moving forward. But it's like, I've been in the market with primarily these investments for about a couple months, so it's like, I went in when silver was about 76, right? Now it's at 60. So you can see here, this is why I have a pretty crushing, total gain right now. My losses are pretty huge, but that's okay. Like, this is what I'm investing. I started out with probably around 3K, so it's down a bit, right? Maybe a little over 3K, so it's down a bit. But my thesis is gold and silver is going to pop off at some point. I don't know when, right? But the reason that silver is going to pop off, especially, is, and you hear this all the time, it is not only a monetary metal, but it's also an industrial metal. Basically, all the tech, electronics that are used in the world use silver, and it needs silver. Until they come up with maybe a synthetic metal that can replace silver, silver is just so crucial to the future that we're trying to build. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Like, every episode, I'm gonna do my best to show you how I use AI. But you can see this is my radar, right? So I have a pinned chat. Again, I have a pinned chat with all of these economic indicators here, right? And then when I run a radar, like right now, it's not showing the sources. Oh, it kind of is. Actually, I can look at the sources here, right? But when I go to the radar and it gives me it does give me the sources. Good. Reuters, good. So it's scanning all of these websites to let me know, right, what the overall macro is. Today, silver popped off because the June jobs report was abysmal. I think the Fed said there would be 57,000 new jobs when it was projected there'd be 115,000 new jobs. So about 50%, right? So, the dollar weakened, treasury yield is falling a little bit, 10-year yield is flat. And then, it just gives me all, volatility index. Volatility has calmed down a little bit. It was pretty volatile for a couple weeks there. And this is why you see, my investments have not doing very well. But yeah, if you'd ever like to know how you can use AI to invest, if you haven't used AI yet, my email is in the description. And I do offer personalized sessions, and we can talk about astrology, we can talk about finance. But, the main thing is understanding your astrology. Okay? So I end the episodes with a tarot reading. Okay? So I'm going to do a tarot reading for you. And then hopefully this is something that you, get into a little bit. And if not, go find some other person that's doing AI and YouTube and go watch their channel. Okay? But I like to do a tarot reading just so that there's a message that could be spread from the cards or whatever you pulled. And then you guys can get a little bit of an idea of how I like to, show my tarot skills here. So we're going to do a 3-card spread. The thing that I would like you to do, and I'm going to put my face on the camera right now. The thing that I want you to do is think about a situation in your life that you need some sort of clarity on. Okay, one thing. And this is how I like to read tarot. This is my primary format. I ask the person that I'm reading for to think about that one thing that they need answers on. So please do that now. And then I'm going to pull 3 cards for you to hopefully, just give you a little bit of clarity. Tarot is not answers. Tarot is not anything, set in stone. Tarot is just energy that is coming up. So think about your situation, and then here are your 3 cards. Nice. Awesome. You got a really good spread here. Okay, so you have the 3 of Cups to the Sun to the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the 3 of Cups is a card of celebration. You can see these three people here are celebrating. So whatever your situation is, this is a card of reaching out to your community. This is a card of reaching out to your people. So I don't know what this is about. You have a situation right now. It's telling you that, maybe you've been spending a little bit of time alone and you're not celebrating enough. Like the world is weird right now and we've all been nuked since the pandemic and our social skills are just not what they used to be in the old world. But the future is about community. The future is about putting yourself out there, meeting people. Like we're all sick and tired of our screens. We're all sick and tired of, this social media addiction, YouTube addiction, all this stuff. Get out and go find some people. And then you have the sun. Some people will consider this the best card in the deck, right? So it's like if you go and find your people, you can maybe enter a sun phase. And the sun is the best card according to some tarot readers. It's not my personal favorite card, but it's one of them. It's probably the second. The sun is about ease and joy and relaxation. And that's highlighted here by this baby who's on a horse carrying a flag. Like, how is this baby carrying this flag? How in the world is that happening? He's doing this because he's confident, he's self-loving. The sun is represented by Leo, right? And if you have any Leo in your chart, Leo is all about courage, bravery, being bold, being self-loving, being confident. And then when you become that, you become the sun, and then you can shine that light onto everyone else, right? But when we talk about the kid, the reason why he's able to hold this flag is because life is easy for him. When you enter a sun phase, right, life can be easy for you. And, with these two cards together, right, the Three of Cups is saying you need to go find your people, you need to go celebrate, you need to go socialize, and that's going to lead you to a better phase in your life. And then you have the last card, which is the Queen of Cups, right? So the Queen of Cups is a card of following your heart. Right? So cups in the tarot represent emotions. And so the story is she has followed her heart and it's led her to the ocean. She's on the beach, right? And she followed her heart and it led her to this beautiful place of the ocean and she's on the shore. Now her next step is to dive into the ocean. Now you need to be able to dive into your feelings. If you are in finance and you're investing and you are not emotionally regulated, if you are a crackhead trader and you're just, I'm sorry to say, I'm sure there have been a lot of crackhead traders in the last 18 years that the stock market has been blowing up, right? But if you're not practicing a very disciplined approach and you're not emotionally regulating yourself while you're investing in the stock market, then you are exactly what Wall Street wants, right? Don't be a crackhead trader, right? But this is about following your heart, right? So if we have these three together, right? Celebration leads to ease and joy and confidence and self-love, right? And then maybe the way that you need to get there is by following your heart. All right, so that's the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, my mission here is to hopefully teach people the power of astrology, first and foremost, right? Finance is something that I do. And I'm not going to lie, if you're a finance bro out there and you want to step your finance game up, then get your astrology game up. Right? Any of you that are in finance, you need to look up all of those like conspiracy theories, which they are not, right? And I'll leave you at this. Let me just go ahead and put this up, right? If you ever thought about how J.P. Morgan, he had a quote, right? So let me find the image, right? He had this quote of, millionaires don't do astrology, billionaires do, right? And then if you want to go deep into it, man, like JP, and don't get me wrong, like fuck JP Morgan, fuck Rockefeller, fuck the Rothschild family, fuck Epstein, fuck all of these like old ass crime families that have been running the banks for hundreds of years that have turned us into fucking slaves, right? Like fuck this dude, I'm sorry to say, right? But there's some truth to this. And if you wanted a deep dive into this, like you can talk about how this guy made a group of 12 people. They got all assigned an astrology sign, and JP Morgan is, it's a wives' tale, but I believe it to be true. And I ain't got no receipts yet. I ain't made any money off of this stock market yet, but it's not about money, right? Astrology builds wealth. Astrology builds your confidence and your self-love. And if you operate from that in the stock market, then hopefully you're going to be all right. So if you ever want to work with me, in astrology, if you ever want to talk about your finance, investments, and your strategies and your thesis, please, my email is in the description. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.